Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Due to starting months late because of COVID delaying the census, House Bill 2 is a result of 4 months of intensive work, discussions, and listening to stakeholders. I want to recognize their commitment to ensuring the redistricting process meets all legal requirements as well as our obligations to the people of Kentucky. As everyone in these chambers is aware, the Kentucky Constitution requires the General Assembly to redraw legislative district boundaries to reflect population shifts since the last census. It's tedious work, detailed work, and requires a thorough understanding of often conflicting legal, constitutional considerations. First, we have one man, one vote. The Kentucky Constitution and the Supreme Court requirements are that state legislative districts be nearly as equal in population as possible, though Supreme Court has allowed us a 5% up or down on that. It divides the fewest number of counties. The Kentucky Constitution requires that state legislative districts be contiguous and preserve whole counties when possible. Because the one person, one vote principle overrides the Kentucky Constitution requirement that we not split counties, our Supreme Court has interpreted this to mean that state legislative districts must divide the fewest number of counties possible, taking into account the 5% plus or minus. In our maps, every district is within 5% plus or minus, as required by the Kentucky Supreme Court precedent. Areas experiencing high growth are on the low side in order to meet the needs of growing districts. To understand why this is important, consider that the gentleman from District 60 in Boone County and I each represent over 56,000 people, whereas the average should be 45,058. Yet again, we have 6 districts with fewer than 40,000 today. Under this proposal, Hopkins, Henderson, and Barron counties become single county districts. Every single district is entirely contiguous and as compact as practicable, given variables like topography and existing county precinct lines. The 2 primary requirements of equal population and not splitting counties mostly shape the map, but leave some room to account for other priorities, such as compactness. That's a consideration in drawing maps, not a requirement, but we thought it necessary to correct some of the egregious shaped districts in the last map to decrease the area that the districts encompass and keep communities of interest together. For example, the 21st House District would no longer extend from the Tennessee state line to the suburbs of Elizabethtown. The map of District 49 would no longer look like an ink splatter. District 8 will no longer look like a dragon. Districts 41, 42, and 43 no longer will snake across Jefferson County. This proposal represents a committed effort to meet all legal considerations while respecting neighborhoods and communities where possible. In fact, using 2 recognized standards of compactness, Jefferson County's map alone is 30% more compact. Preserving counties and precincts is important. These are local counties within the context of the Constitution, and we like local control. Therefore, we don't want to mess with the precinct lines, despite previous versions of this map in past censuses have split as many or more than 153 precincts. Our map splits none. Continuity, another consideration, was continuing the representation, the continuity of representation, that is, allowing voters, where possible, to choose to continue being represented by the representative they previously elected. Drafting this plan included some very difficult realizations, including the fact that districts would have to be combined. This plan places 4 pairs of incumbents together, 2 Republican pairs and 2 Democratic pairs. The districts in question include 1 in far western Kentucky, 1 in far eastern Kentucky, and 2 in Jefferson County. Voting Rights Act of 1969 must be abided by. However, the act expressly prohibits discrimination based on race and color. We did not use race and color as a factor in drawing the map or any district, but we have analyzed the result to ensure that we comply with the Voting Rights Act of 1969. This plan not only is consistent with Voting Rights Act, it has 6 majority-minority districts, increasing the minority influence of some. We have many others that have between 30 and 50%, which are influence districts. This plan reflects a lot of hard work, a lot of discussions. Many of you have come and said we need a change here, both a majority and minority. We've accommodated those when we can. But I'm proud to present this map to the General Assembly as our decennial redistricting plan for the Kentucky House of Representatives, and I would move passage of House Bill 2.